The two most powerful words in the English language are, coach says.
You know, there's a saying that sport teaches life skills. Sport does not teach life skills. Sport is a great vehicle by which life skills can be taught, but that can only be done through this person called coach.
The problem is we are more enamored by greatness than we are by goodness.
Coaches feel this pressure to transact with kids. You perform for me, I'll give you what you want. If we can help coaches understand their purpose in coaching, now they no longer have to transact with kids, but they can be deliberate about being transformational in their lives, all by how they coach them.
It's empowered me to watch what I'm doing and to watch the reflection that I'm putting out in front of my athletes. If I'm not being a true role model, then I can't ask for that of them, and I can't ask them to be role models for others. We need to be more mindful of where our student athletes are at.
That's where FCA really comes into play. We have a passion and desire to be able to coach the coach through our three-dimensional coaching and just really come alongside the coach and encourage him and challenge him in his own personal walk through biblical principles.
So what we've looked at in the research, what we've looked at in the teachings of Christ is, what would it look like to motivate someone from the inside out? What if it came from within me?
To coach somebody in all dimensions of their being, their body, their mind, and their spirit.
All coaches have to coach in the first dimension being physical. And we've identified areas that coaches got to be great in, no matter what sport that you coach. The issue then is most coaches stop there. Athletes today come to the coach with a whole lot different issues. So a coach now has to coach in a higher level if he's going to get a higher producing athlete. That introduces the second dimension. And the second dimension now is a coach has to step into the life of the athlete.
Kids are being exposed to sports at a much younger age now. I think it's been preached to them that it's about winning and losing for a long time. The joy of it, the fun of it has been lost on them.
If we're coaching the body, the physical aspects, dealing with the mind, the connection with you and others, we eventually have to get to the spirit. That part of our being that determines our value, our worth, our identity, our character, our significance. That's why we tell coaches it's now essential to learn how to coach the heart of the player, not just the skills and strategy of the game. Because if kids enter into an environment where they're cared for, they're not about to leave that. That's life-giving, and sport needs to be life-giving, not life-draining.
So what we do is we come up with coaching strategies. Here's some things you might do off the field. Here's some things you can do during practice that actually allows the athletes to see what it would mean to play sport from within themselves in relationship with others.
We want to help coaches identify their transformational purpose in coaching, their why behind the X's and O's. If we can help a coach understand his or her higher purpose in coaching, now that can act as a filter for every interaction and activity that takes place within their program.
We have seen unbelievable results as we continue to be able to challenge coaches to be able to connect with who they are in Christ, because then once they realize who they are in Christ, then out of the overflow, they begin to reach that third dimension.
Take advantage of the resources that FCA provides and allow God to do a work in you that will transform your team in an unbelievable way.
I originally thought that my purpose was to make a better athlete, to make a better cheerleader, to make a better runner, but that's not my purpose. My purpose is to help them improve in life skills as a coach through athletics and through their passion for the sport.
To neglect one aspect is by definition to not be the best you can be. That's why we develop these resources, to coach somebody in all dimensions of their being.